Good evening, and welcome back, poetry lovers. This is ZM Wise here. Now, normally I would read a poem or give a certain dedication, but tonight, we're going to be using this. Do you know why? Because I've won the poetry jackpot. Yes, I was the only bidder for this wonderful prize. It was only $30 to be honest. And it was a bundle of about 100 poetry books sold by this warehouse that's trying to clear it out, and they have plenty of other literary prizes, fiction, science fiction, mystery, crime, but I chose the poetry lot, and I got it, and it finally came today, and even says on the thing, poetry books. Now this thing weighs 35 pounds, so if these aren't poetry books, if something is in here that's going to exit the box and attack me, I want you, poetry lovers, to call the nearest hospital. Okay? Thank you. Now then, shall we? See here. Haven't had to open a box like this in a while, ladies and gentlemen, so please bear with me. Ooh, mama. Alright. And we got this side. Perhaps I should have used the steak knife. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's over with. Ooh! Nope, they're books. It's safe. Surrounded by crossword puzzles. And by the way, what I'm going to do is try to explain almost every poet to you. Now, I'm sure there are some poets in here that I have not heard of. So please bear with me on that. Oh my God. This is just, wow, this is too much. Oh my God. Yeah, let's see, there were going to be hardcovers, soft covers, some anthologies, even a few how-to and poetry criticism books. Look, this is unbelievable. Oh, I'm loving this already. The Lady Poets, an anthology. Oh my gosh. You've got to see this. Okay. Look at this. I'm not sure my arm is covering it right now. Oh my God. Ooh, mama. Let's see. Edward Taylor. Oh my God. Uh-huh. This person is 250 years old. Well, at least when this came out. And this was discovered in 1937 by Mr. Johnson in the Yale Library. America's first important poet. Wow. Oh my God. Ha! Spirit Tokens of the Ling Huijing. I'm not sure if I said that right, and I'm extremely sorry if I said that wrong. It's a classic Chinese divination manual from the 3rd century. It's a user-friendly Taoist alternative to the more famous I Ching, the Book of Changes. It consists of 125 oracular poems. Oh my God, this is overwhelming. This is overwhelming. Oh my goodness. LaDonna Whitmer, and I have a feeling I'm getting some chapbooks as well. She seems fairly new. LaDonna Whitmer. Is she fairly new? It doesn't say the copyright date. Okay. Let's go through this. Alright. Ooh! Cha-ching! Poetry magazine. Nancy Elmer's Destroying Angels. Yeah, some of these books are self-published, I can tell. Beyond Baroque Magazine, Volume 26, Number 2. Oh my god, this is... I'm recognizing some of the poets on there. Let's see. The Erotic Light of Gardens by Ben Ramke. Mud Ruru, The Garden of Gethsemane, Poems from the Lost Decade. Oh wow, this is actually... Wow. This is the guy's name. Ooh, an Australian poet. I've been looking for more of these for sure. Damaged, Poems by Philip Arima, I believe. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is... Oh, wait, let me put this down, because by the end of this video I won't have any more legs. Oh my god, this is insane. Okay, let's put these down. So yes, Edward Taylor. Oh! Principal Products of Portugal. Prose pieces by Donald Hall. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's one of my favorites, for sure. And I apologize for you people now. You have to see my word nerd face. Angles of Vision by Roy P. Fairfield. Probably another self-published book. Plain Spoken. Chosen Lives, Chosen Words. Ooh, these are poets from the prairie. Ooh, Kansas. Kansas. Yes, yes, yes. And this is just called Egypt by Dawn Michelle Baud. Alright. Homesick by Roger Fanning. Let's see. Horn of Empty by Julia Vinograd. Oh yeah, another poetry magazine. Another poetry magazine, woo! The Captain of the Butterflies by Cees Nootboom. I have a feeling, okay, where is this? Ooh, Dutch poet. Dutch poet, yes. I really like to try to get into more of the poets that are outside of the country. Don't get me wrong, American poets are splendid, as well as American culture in general. But after a while, I mean, you really want to learn about what's inside this great big world of ours. And it's important to branch out. It really is. And not just in poetry, in any case. The Burning of Los Angeles, Poems by Samuel Mao. I have not heard of this person, I'm not going to lie. Ooh boy, that's going to be exciting. Ooh, Shelley's Poetry of Involvement. We all love a little Percy. He's one of the great romantic poets. Let's see. Gnomes and Occasions. Poems by Howard Nemerov. I've actually heard of him. He's very good. The Gestures by James Bertolino. I have a feeling this is either self-published book or a chapbook. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh, Poetry Magazine. C.K. Williams. Ooh. Songs of Childhood by Walter de la Mare. And this, I have a feeling I will give this one to my kids whenever I have them. Poems from the Rubio by Herb Bryn. Ooh, Mountain Poems. Yes, 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 yes. Intermission by Peter Vetrano. Wow, these are self-published. This is good. This is good. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting down to the bottom of the first room. Somewhere over the rainbow. Okay. Alright, let's see. Doing It Over, a book of poems by Roy P. Fairfield. Very nice. What If? Poems 1969 through 1987 by Andrew Hoyen. Contrariwise by Susan Terrace. Ooh. Oh my. Whew. Yes, indeed. Alright, here's a little section here. Poems of Friendship. I think this is a little anthology. Celebrates the wonder, warmth, and rewards of having a friend and being a friend. That is important in life. Devra Major, Where River Meets Ocean. San Francisco Poet Laureate Series number 3. Ooh, this is good. Oh boy. Wonder if City Lights had anything to do with this. It's not a city. Oh, it is. Yep, City Lights Foundation. I had a feeling. Ferlinghetti, you dog. Crab, selected by C. Day Lewis. Wow. Whoa, wow, whoa. Oh my gosh, look at the way this book looks. This is very old. This is very, very old. Maynard's English Classic Series, The Ancient Mariner, by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. One of the best long poems written by a romantic poet. Although I really do favor Coleridge's Kubla Khan. Any sort of dream poem I favor greatly. Ooh! Oh my goodness! Another one that sort of looks like this, except this company is called Excelsior Literature Series. And it's called Milton's Minor Poems. L'Egro, Le Penseroso, Comos, Lycidas. I probably said all of that Latin wrong, but please forgive me, please. Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Sonnets from the Portuguese. Wow. Jesus Christ. Sonnets from the Portuguese. You can never go wrong with Browning. And in my poetry collection inside my room, I actually have it so that the complete poems of Elizabeth Barrett Browning is right next to her husband's complete works, Robert Browning. I don't know, I'm corny, but I think it's quite sweet. Oh yes. This is actually by, well, it's not by Donald Hall, but I'm sure he edited this. The Essential Marvel, as in Andrew Marvel. Oh wow, the Lockerbie Book of Riley Verse. It looks like a mini Bible in a way. Oh wow, it actually has those extremely, I was going to say paper thin, but you know, it's all paper, but the extremely, extremely thin pages. I'm going to have to be very careful with this. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Over here, this section. Okay. Oh, that's actually in a case. Okay. Be very careful with that. Right. Like I said before, the Lady Poets, an anthology. Start a little pile over here. Okay. Ooh, Percy Shelley, an anthology. Oh yes, 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 yes. I think this company knew that I was a hopeless romantic. Look what they included. Classic love poems. You can never go wrong with those, ever. And I'm not talking about the Hallmark poems either. No. When I write about love, it's a very serious topic. I mean, sure, it is my favorite topic to write about among almost anything you can think of. But when I write about it down to its core. It's extremely, I mean, there's just no word to describe it. Indescribable would be the word. So, Dutton's books and other poems. This is a little anthology. Let's see, we have some people. Oh my. I see. Okay. William Wallace's 7th collection of verse. Huh. My goodness. Winter. Ooh. If these are poems about winter, I'm going to... Yep, that's right. This company knew that winter was my favorite season. Definitely. And by the same company, poems about children. Thou Harp of My Music by Alexander Carmichael. Oh my. Oof. Oh, Celtic poem. A Celtic poet, rather. Love songs from the Gaelic. Yes! Can never go wrong with Irish poetry either. Oh my gosh. Poems, an anthology. Ooh, from world poetry from ancient times to the present day. Score. The Ring of Words. Poems from the Daily Telegraph. International Poetry Competition 1998. Oh! So we're going to see some contemporary talent in this one, I have a feeling. Bangalore Blue by Terry Kennedy. And this person, Terry Kennedy, is a poet and journalist living in India. I kind of had a feeling when I saw the word Bangalore. Going to be really interested in reading this one. Indian poetry is just incredibly amazing. There's this contemporary poet named, I really hope I say his name right, Nikhil Parekh, and he describes himself as a love poet, and he's written 9 books so far, and he's I believe he's only 36, and he's gotten so much praise, like even from the Queen of England, about his work. And I've read a lot of it, and I highly commend him for that. Color All My Wings, A Poetry Journey by Elizabeth Ann Anderson. Elizabeth Ann Anderson is at her best, and what she knows best is mental illness, the hidden corners of her mind, and the struggle to cope with reality. That should be interesting. Kona McPhee, Perfect Blue. Oh wow. Yes, she looks fairly contemporary. This looks like this was published in 2000. Yep. 2010. Ooh. Ecstatic Almanac, A Book of Days. Whoa. Action poetry. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm looking through this already, and I have a feeling this is going to be really fun. And it's by AWOL Love Vibe. It's a multidisciplinary ensemble dedicated to the exploration of oral poetries. So a lot of these poems, well, probably all of them, are probably meant for performance. I can see that clearly. Wow. Happy Hour by Alan Shapiro. Alright. Great Love Poems. It's a Dover Anthology. Walking to Sleep. New Poems and Translations by Richard Wilbur. Oh, sweet. Louise Bogan made a decent comment about him. Alright, let's see. 1 or 2 more sections. Contemporary Poetry by Marguerite Wilkinson. The Modern Reader Series. This is contemporary. Let's see how contemporary this is. Oh my. Oh, you're not going to believe it. Copyright 1923. Oh boy, oh boy. Contemporary back then was quite decent. Edna St. Vincent Millay, A.E. Houseman, Francis Thompson, William Butler Yeats, can never go wrong with him. Robert Frost. Oh, wow. Sarah Teasdale. I'm going to have some fun with that one. Rhymes Reason, A Guide to English Verse. For those people who are not too familiar with that. And as I showed you before, yes, Spirit Tokens of the Ling Kuei-jing. James Dunn, Soft Launch. This looks fairly recent. 2008. North Street and Other Poems by Jonathan Galassi. Oh, he's also done Italian poetry, translations. Eugenio Montale. Huh. Oh my god, wow. This is still just sinking in. I can't believe I won this. The American Experience, poetry. And I'm guessing this is an anthology, yes. Walt Whitman, Edgar Allan Poe, Ralph Waldo, William Cullen Bryant, he's one of the fireside poets. Ezra Pound, Hart Crane, never go wrong with him. Robert Lowell. Ooh, it's even got some Ferlinghetti. Been looking for him. And for my sake, I really hope that there's at least one Ferlinghetti book. I've been dying to get my hands on one of his. The Satires of Juvenal, by Humphreys, translated by, I don't know because the price tag is blocking that. Translated by Rolfe Humphreys. Oh wow. Ooh, there's even notes in here too. Believe it or not, as far as poetry goes, I like buying some books with notes in them. It's really interesting to see what people have interpreted over the years. Water at the Women's Edge, poems by B.D. Love. Very nice. Interesting name, too. Monologues and Meditations. Copyright 2001. Does seem fairly recent. The Black Side, People Are Legends and Other Poems by Kevin Gilbert. Oh wow, it's quite intense. Kevin Gilbert is a poet and author whose work bears witness to the truth of massacre and continuing genocide which is practiced unashamedly and with ever-increasing venom against his stubbornly surviving people. Good God. Oh, I'm going to have one hell of a time reading that. Flight Plan by Leonard Nathan. Chapbook with different drawings in it. Love 2 by Peter McWilliams. It's another chapbook. Nicely made. Nicely made. Matter. Poems by Dan Brown. Ooh! I mean, I have my own way of interpreting poetry, but I'm not going to lie. In some cases, I would like to learn how to interpret it more. Well, clearly. Although, it's never really clear with poetry now, is it? It can be, depending on the poem itself, and depending on what the poet is trying to convey to you, and whether or not they want you to know how to interpret poetry. Very nice academic poetry book. Clive Wilmer, Selected Poems. Post-war childhoods. Ooh. Oh, that's sweet. Songs for a Son. Poems by Robert L. Peters. Oh, wow. And this is actually dedicated to his late son. River Sweet. Poems by Joe Blades. Interesting name. 1998. Oh wow. Poetry Magazine. Only the Ghost Has Lasted. Poems by Nancy Dembowski. Huh. Sort of reminiscent of Marianne Faithfull. Anna P. Herman B. Weber. Silky Emotions. A Romanian poet who moved to Israel. Very interesting. Oh, wow. The Homecoming. Poems by J. Wright. The Homecoming Singer. My bad. And finally, the last section of poems. Ooh. On up here. Oh my goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Alright. Wishing After Wishing After Dawn, a Schizophrenic in January, by Paul Van... Excuse me, give me a minute. Nieuwenhuis, a poet from Iowa. Very nice. Quite lucid. Patricia Godick, Crossing the Same River. Or Gadic. Cannot remember how it's pronounced. Ooh, boy. Early poets. Michelle Lindsay, The Congo, and Other Poems. Oh! And she's from my home state, Illinois. Very nice. Very nice. Poetry Magazine. Damage by Jacques Vaughan. Step to the Music You Hear, Volume 2. Philosophical Poems by Modern Authors. Sweet. I think everybody likes a good poem that can really make you think, whether you want to or not. Ooh, and Volume 1. Awesome sauce. The Best American Poetry. Guest editor, ooh, Robert Bly. I think we can definitely trust him as an editor. That is if you favor Robert Bly's work. Imagining the Self, poems by Laverne Frith. Discovery Within Yourself, Discovery Within Others, I believe. Pro Femina, a poem by Carolyn Kaiser. Oh, sweet. I'm actually going to have a lot of fun reading this. Yes, believe it or not, I do support feminism. Nothing radical, though. And that goes with animal rights, too. You know, I support any cause, but if you're going to be radical about it, sure, it might be the only way to get attention, but if you do burn down a building, you're not exactly going to look human, you know. Borrowed Dress by Kathy Coleman. California. Catch My Breath by Michael Lally. Oh, wow. Into the Body of Our Lives by Jean Wagner. Mutta. The Return of Sound by Zahava Sweet. Wonder where she's from, I'd like to see. Oh my gosh. She's a Holocaust survivor that was born in Poland. After the war, she lived in Israel and then later emigrated to America, writing since childhood, like yours truly. But I'm sure she actually has a great story to talk about. Typing in the Dark by Sandra Sharp. Ooh la la la. Ah, she's a playwright and a filmmaker as well. Archetypal Light by Elizabeth Dodd. Oh, gosh. There's some real gems in here, folks. A.L. Rouse, Transatlantic, Later Poems. A.L. Rouse is thought of primarily as an historian, but he was writing and publishing poetry as a schoolboy, years before he took to writing history. He has continued to write poetry all his long life, almost secretly, for his poetry contains his inner life. Poet after my own heart, in many ways. Why We Go to Zoos by Noah Lesnoff. Why do we? I'm guessing, well, perhaps this might explain it in some way. Blood, Love, and Boomerangs. Poems by Catherine Jenkins. Canadian poet. Yes, 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 yes. New and selected poems. Oh my. Manal Jolly, Mutur Jararera by Lionel C. Fogarty. Forward by Mururu. Oh! Wonderful. Again, having to do with Australian poetry. Again, if I ever say a word wrong or a name wrong, please apologize. I know, it's ironic for me, right? Hard Candy by Jill Batson. Oh my. Good God. Definitely looking forward to reading that one. Far and Away by Mark Jarman. And he writes about Southern California in this. I'd really like to learn more about that, actually. Journeyman by Stephen Thomas. West Coast Poetics. Oh, wow. Balance Act, Poems and Stories by Ken Cormier. It's a few little, I guess, bookmarks that they got me. The Numbers, Poems by Gordon Massman. Louisville, Canada. Whoop! Poetry Magazine. Yes, sirree. And finally, Soft Song by another one by Sandra Sharp, the filmmaker and playwright. Well, I think I am quite satisfied with this. Very, very good. Well, thank you very much for putting up with this little get together here. If ever you see a bid like this, poetry lovers, take advantage of it. I mean, I'm crazy about the random grab bags. I try to remain as flexible as I can with poetry. You never know what you're going to find. And what else was I going to say? Ah, yes. Poetry lives. Good night.